Well, it is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, the best of three. We were looking for the first two maps. WEHAWT needed to come in strong. As well, normally with those players, they need that early confidence. Got players like boasting, if they don't have the fire lit under them and they aren't really ignited, they can fizzle out pretty early. They're a candle that burns twice as bright, but for half as long. Can they burn a little bit brighter this time around when we get into the action? Things should be a spicy affair, boys, as we are moving over. Let's get it.
Well, 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 into the action we go. Train going to be the second matchup in this best of three. And obviously the first map going in favor of Fish. And now we see from WEHAWT, they're going to be grouping out towards the B bomb. So it could come down towards Popdog, but instead it does seem like they're going to be shaping and posturing to walk right into the crosshair of Stanley towards B.
That's right, we'll have to see if Stanley can get any picks to give him a good start. Of course, Fish has won every single pistol round. Connor managed to get that first pick on Stanley now, and it's could say it's a good start so far, but I'm not going to run anything past them. It seems like they will be waiting on board on that B site, hoping that Fish don't take the bait, and it seems like now they are going to be waiting on this B site. Still got T-Sec now waiting around. Connor's just making sure all doors are covered, everything's all peachy keen, you could say. Fleeve was waiting through, but does jump straight back out. T-Sec gets two straight off the bat. And crucial now is looking up to see if he can find anything, but sadly for Connor, Eccles will take him out. But 4v2 now, Nico needs to try and do something. Rivers and Boaster is a little bit worried. I think he's just trying to find out exactly what's going on from that full ramp, but Nico's now gone straight in. He's got to see if he can get any flanks going.
Oh, Nico though, with one kill. And he lines up the second as well on towards Crucial, but eventually going to be running out of bullets and running out of hope as well. As Boasting up close with the Glock will find the frag onto Eccles and turn this into a potentially winning scenario for him and his team. As he gets another flick headshot onto Surreal. This could be the clutch that we were waiting for. Individual play that'll be reverberating on for ESL Premierships to come. As spots at the final player in towards Connector. Crucial now knows the exact location of Boaster. As the bomb is planted, the ring around the roses does commence. As he hears the player up close, spots the head as well, goes for the pre-fire around the train, but can't quite connect the shot. And there you have it, the 1 versus 3. Raise your boasties as he raises the roof here at the grand finals of the Premiership. And that could be the player that sets us in for Inferno.
That's right. It's took a little bit of work in the end. We was a little bit worried in that kind of circumstance. Of course, Nico was surrounded by at least 3 members of Fish at the time. I had to take one with him, and of course, they get traded, but Boasted did a fantastic job with that 3K in that first round. And now, with WEHAWT with that pistol round, hopefully they can take things further. And of course, we know how important CT side is on training. Losing a pistol round in this, Fish won't be liking it too much, but Connor, as you can see, will be waiting patiently, getting ready to execute that B site. But as you can see now, Fish haven't got too much information yet, but when they push that A side, they'll realise that it will be that B execute from WEHAWT.
And as you say, yep, the B execution will commence. T-Sac going to be the last line of defense towards this B site with the Caesar up close. But as I say, that's Surreal at range with the Desert Eagle. We'll have enough firepower in him to get 1 kill at least. Tries to line up the second as well towards Heaven. But will eventually lose out the duel to Nico. Scout onto Crucial. Does find the player towards Heaven, but can't quite connect the shot. But Eccles can. No head armor there from Fleeve as he gets greedy to go for the straight investment into AK. And no head armor. And will be meeting his karma, which is the death by 5-7. 3 versus 1 here. Crucial going to be playing for the exit frags, it seems, as he has no defuse kit, has no Kevlar. Best option really is just to save here. Have the scout to the next round, try and get an early kill there potentially. Maybe scope towards lower ramp, towards the B site. Maybe go for a peek towards alley, towards team main. Get that first kill for his team. And maybe there's a chance for a magical Cinderella story in that next round with an eco. But very unlikely to see that one, Harry, as we should be witnessing the 3-0 start for WEHAWT. And if you remember, which I hope you do, because it was only a few minutes ago, I did say a key to victory for WEHAWT was to win one of those pistols, and they've already done it.
Well, speaking of Fish, as you know, I do have a memory span of a goldfish, and it wouldn't surprise me at all whatsoever. But you are absolutely right, though. Crucial. We'll need to try and get at least 1, maybe 2 early picks to at least try and get Maybe a couple of guns, but that's not going to be the way. As you can see, WEHAWT going straight in now. TSAT does get a first kill, but Fleeve does get crucial. Nico getting Stanley now. Derziat gets a second of his own on Eccles. And it's Surreal and TSAT left, and TSAT all on his lonesome now, and got some boots to fill, but doubt we'll be doing too much here. We'll be trying to get a pick on Fleeve anyway to damage their economy as much as they can. Maybe try and sneak off a weapon, but it doesn't look like it is to be. I wouldn't be surprised here if, of course, TSAT does get taken down by Nico. And this is going to be the talking point as well, Stefavo. We spoke about before a lot where Nico didn't have the greatest of AWPs in that Mirage game, but due to not just his mentality, but how uncomfortable he was in certain situations, it was completely understandable. But hopefully all the small talk, all the comms will be fixed, all sorted, and hopefully he'll have a straight-up mindset. Yeah,
hopefully, and it's going to show as well into this first buy round. If there are any weaknesses, it's going to be exploited once the players have the utility, have the AKs, the M4s, to capitalize off of the misplays. But let's see, smokes early on, going to be taken advantage of by WEHAWT as they do gain the first advantage. Fleeve as well, able to march through Ivy. But trade frag galore as the teamwork prevails here from WEHAWT towards this A-bomb site. All down to Crucial now as he finds one. Frag found onto Derziak, and now it's the 2 versus 3. This is still a very, very winnable round here for Fish.
Yeah, it looks like they've been struggling a little bit from the start, but Crucial managed to get another 2 of his own now. And of course, we're in the 2v3 scenario, but Crucial managed to completely change that entirely. I was going to say, these fast A executes by WEHAWT has been pretty substantial and pretty good so far. I mean, getting away with it quite a lot, but sadly not this round. And of course, TSAC managed to finish off Nico, but we did think at one stage that it would be a full round to WEHAWT, but it just wasn't to be. So now Fish with that first buy round.
3-1. Only one player surviving though, so for Fish, they do have the chance of the reset looming over their heads. That's going to be the main goal here for WEHAWT in this round, is to try and reset the economy for Fish123, send them back onto Ecos, onto Pistols to get off to an early lead. So this is the round that can pretty much shape up the first half, all in this lonesome. As Fish123 sends Surreal to back up TSAC towards the B-bomb site, potentially expecting WEHAWT to fall back on Old Faithful tricks towards the B site. Aggression in towards Popdog as well from Eccles, as they have got the forward position, as we saw on the pistol round. So good grenade from Eccles, going to be dealing out 23 points of damage towards Bosa's health bar. But apart from that, it's all quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, it seems they're playing a lot more passive this round. I think they realise now that they've done a few A rushes already. They don't want to repeat the same thing, and you could say maybe not get away with it, but as you can see now, you've got Connor and Fleeve just waiting outside Ivy just to see exactly what's going on, but if only they knew they could just push straight through. Eccles now trying to do his best to hold that pop area, and it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but you still got Surreal and TSAC waiting on that B site, but Sally Felix literally looked away just for a split second, but it doesn't matter anyway. Crucial managed to get Boaster and Derziak there, not too sure how, but luckily his spray was on point, and as you can see now, they will be waiting for that rotate, but Nico now with that orb, I mentioned it before, Nico, that second kill, is looking for that third, and does manage to get it, and actually see now, Nico is completely different AWP compared to that last game, and I mentioned it before, the fact that now that he's more in a comfortable state, he seems to be doing some good things.
Fish123 just chucking bodies at that AWP. Poorly played round from the CTs, and when you're looking at some of the most experienced people in the whole UK scene, Surreal, Stanley, Crucial, obviously not from England, I know, but plays heavily in the UK scene. Forfeiting a round like that, uncharacteristic plays from the veterans. So, we're speaking of the caveat of the chance of the reset to come to fruition, and here it is in full force. Nico, off of the last round, going to be feeling very confident. He tries to lay down his authority once again with the AWP in towards team main. This time not successful, however, Fleeve is. 5 versus 4 early on, as the onslaught begins towards A.
That's right, we really wasn't too sure how good WEHAWT's T-side on train would be, but it's been a fantastic start so far, and of course, the winner 3v3 scenario, but Crucial, fantastic. See, I'll say Crucial's been doing his absolute best to try and keep him in this, but it seems like everything he does in this game, especially on train, has not been too much for him, not really worked out, you could say. Boast and Connor finally take out Crucial and T-Sac. It's only Stanley left standing. He did struggle to begin with, but now he's finally got some frags on the ball, but it could just be a little bit too late. It just depends on now on which site WEHAWT will be executing, but it looks like it will be that A side.
Bomb planted open as the smoke comes in towards Connector, and that might be ending the chances here for Stanley. Let's see then. Has no defuse kit, no utility as well to work with, which means it's all going to come down to the duels. And Connor spots out the shoulder onto Stanley. And with that, a very easy spray down does follow. 5-1 here as Fish123 do lose their force buy, which means they should be going for the eco. This might be a 3-mapper here, Harry, as this already sets us up for a very heavy T-side from WEHAWT early on into train. And it goes to show why they picked this map. They definitely look a lot more comfortable on this one than they did on the last. But let's see then. Obviously, one CZ from Stanley, but apart from that, no other upgraded pistols and no armor, as well as they just hopelessly stack towards Ali.
From Fish, you know, I'm not really too surprised by this kind of stuff. But of course, it is eco. We are going to stack a site, but sadly for them, it could be looking like they will be going towards that B side. But 90% yet, they're just trying to WEHAWT now, just trying to find as much information as they can to make something obvious. But we've seen it on some train matches before where some teams will have a heavy T side and then come back from that. But Stanley managed to get that first pick. Does get cleaned up by Fleeve. But even now, it's going to be a tough, tough job for Fish. It could be quite a quick round, depending on the circumstances of what's going in. But as you see, T-Set now, another one of his own. Sadly, doesn't get that AK in time. Boaster does finish him off. But this is very passive from WEHAWT compared to the previous rounds we've seen. But as you see now, Boaster does get a little bit of damage done from Crucial. Eccles now does get an AK of his own. This could be the turning point here. And it is. Managed to get Boaster as he was getting the bomb down. Nico, again, another trade, but Crucial is the last man standing. We spoke about this guy a lot, but on train, he's really done some huge things. Doesn't get the round though, but sadly for him, he will get taken out. So we were 6-1 in favour of WEHAWT on the T side.
And those huge plays that happened in the past. So far, for Crucial standards, quite a quiet performance so far into this one. Not too much to go off as of yet. But then again, only 8 rounds in here, Harry. Still got potentially 12 more to witness for himself to wake up into it. Maybe it's just a buy round with an op that can get him confident once again. As Eccles goes 1 for 1. Surreal as well chimes in for frags for the CT Stars. It's Stanley as well who joins the party. And after the frags and the dust does settle, falls in favour of Fish123. 2 versus 3 as the bomb still in towards Olof. Trying to see if they can find out where exactly Crucial is lurking. They know there's going to be a player here towards Sandwich, towards Default. They're just waiting for their next frag.
That's right. They've noticed Crucial's been playing quite aggressive in a lot of random moments. He's been quite unpredictable in, I'll say on most maps, but especially on this one. You've seen sometimes on CT he's pushed right up and sometimes he's sitting right back. It's definitely a man quiet to predict, but as you can see, Nico knows exactly what he's like. But Boaster managed to take him off guard anyway. Surreal's still hiding up there. It looks like they've got no information. Surreal managed to take out Nico anyway. But it looks like now Boaster knows exactly where he is. Sadly misses him, but does have that bomb down. So Fish really, really need to get this round over and done with. Really need to get this retake. If they let Boaster get away with this, then it could have been things completely different. But sadly for Boaster, Fish will finally get another round on the boards. It seems like they have been struggling a little bit.
It's definitely true. Obviously, they lost the pistol. Got reset after winning the first buy round. And so far, we've only seen 2 buy rounds from Fish123, and the scoreline was 6-1 at that point. Goes to show how important the economy game is within Counter-Strike. And now then, round number 9. 6-2 in favour of the T side as they have the want of redemption of Mirage. But this round, though, Crucial going to be wielding the AWP. In the last one, it was just 5 rifles and a lack of utility. This time, after winning the former round, They have the utility and the grenades to back up those rifles and the AWP as well onto their star player. WEHAWT going to be deducted down to the 4 spy, so now it seems like karma has arrived in full circle. And full circle, as WEHAWT are the ones on potential economic defeat. Well, Popdog control now in favour of the T's. Ali as well going to be wielded by Dersiak as they have 2 players in towards Team A as well. Harry, it seems like we're going to be witnessing a 3-pronged attack towards the A site through Popdog, through Team A, and through Ali as well.
And the best thing about that, Stefan, it seems like Fish haven't really got enough information to try and capitalise on this. But Stanley does get that first pick on Boaster. Nico, again with that trade, being a right pain in the backside, you could say. Dersiak comes straight in. As to clean up Echoes. Fleeve gets one of his own. Sadly, misses that last person. But it doesn't seem too bad anyway. And of course, T-Sac does get taken down, and WEHAWT slowly but surely increasing that lead. We've seen some, not just different plays in terms of the whole teams, but the players' styles as well, because we know what Dersiak's like. He's that sort of player where very aggressive, no fear in certain scenarios, certain situations, you could say. But we've seen a lot of differentiation on him. We've seen maybe a son of him we're not really seeing too much of. Like, we've seen a lot of him have how aggressive he plays in those league matches, but it seems like now this change of style is working out against Fish.
Very, very true. As WEHAWT, once again, with the reset against Fish. 7-2, and Harry, I think this is going to be a quick one.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Already a 5-round advantage. Fish have the mentality as well that they won the first map, so they're going to be mentally tapping out of the matchup a lot quicker than on the first one, knowing they have the reserve of the 1-map lead.
Do you not believe in miracles, mate?
Well, you're sat by me right now, and I think that's a miracle in itself.
That's true, because considering the circumstances. But as you can see now, we are still playing the patient game just to see exactly what they want to do, which way they want to go. Does matter take a bit of damage to Eccles. Still on 73 HP. But possibly now, Eccles may feed him maybe some misinformation and maybe rotate. We'll have to see how it goes. But it seems like they would be pushing that B side.
Indeed, they shall. Currently posturing towards the B execution as they smoke out towards Connector. Smoke out towards the sandwich trains as well, the Molotov behind Grey. So, Eccles up close with the 5-7, unable to land the first shot as he does meet his demise. Surreal T-Sac as well, going to be following suit in the exact same affair. As it leaves us all down into the 1 versus 4. Crucial this season, just going to be saving onto this one, obviously. Has Kevlar for the next round. He can try and go for the exit kills and salvage a weapon in for round number 10 or round number 11. These rounds have gone so fast, it can be hard to keep track of it. And that really goes, you know, testament to the playing style of WEHAWT. These have been fast rounds, charging out towards Team Main versus the Ecos as well, going fast towards that B bomb site. Unrelenting pressure being pursued by WEHAWT against Fish as it goes 8-2. And the issue is here, Harry, it's going to be an eco now for Fish123 into this round, so we could be witnessing a 2-9 scoreline already.
That's right, it's completely unexpected. We assumed that on a map like Train, considering Fish did win that first map on Mirage, not their best map, one of their worst, you could say. And of course, with Mirage, one of those maps against those structured teams, but it seems like now Fish haven't really found an answer. Not only that, but really struggling to adapt to their play, because it's really been mix and match. Sometimes they've been playing very patiently, or sometimes you get these kind of circumstances where they're completely rushing out on A site and not really knowing too sure what to do. But sadly, Eccles does get taken down completely off guard. I think he was looking at Pop at one stage, assuming that some people will jump down anyway. Crucial does manage to take out Fleeve in 4v4. T-Sac just making sure that no one is around that Pop area, but Dersiak takes Surreal down. Crucial with another 2 kills of his own. Finally gets traded. Nico takes out Stanley. And now T-Sac all on his lonesome right now, as he's waiting in Pop to see if any of his players do come out. But it does manage to take out Nico anyway. So it's going to be a little 1v1 between T-Sack and Derziak to see who's going to get that bomb down and maybe even take this round, funny enough.
Indeed it is, Harry. 1 versus 1 between T-Sack, between Derziak as well, with 50 seconds left on the clock to work with. Does Derziak anticipate the change in approach from T-Sack going in towards the B-bomb site, coming through connector now as well with the AWP? The question is, though, with no defuse kit, time is definitely of the essence. And does he save the AWP for the next round? This is the issue, obviously. He has no defuse kit. He has to find exactly where Derziak is located. Tough task. But T-Sack, after the last performance of Mirage, he's definitely the man for the job.
It's going to be extremely difficult circumstances. Derziak's in a fantastic spot right now. I think T-Sack realises that he may have to take this risk. He knows his economy is really bad. But sadly for him, Derziak does take him down, does lose that AWP in the process. And it was a very hard decision to make. It's like you mentioned before with the economy. There's the fact that there's a possibility that he would not be able to pay for another one. And sadly for him, as well as taking that risk to maybe try and get that round back, does lose the AWP in the process. So, again, it's going to be a real struggle. Fish really have to pull their finger out.
Not sure what of. We'll leave that one for your imagination. Keep a PG-13, please.
I will.
So, aggression in towards Popdog already. A fast set-piece play from WEHAWT to try and catch the CTs off guard once again. But now, have we finally seen the adjustment we've been waiting for from the CT side to change their angle of approach here versus the onslaught of WEHAWT? And so far, it's looking rather good here. They have the man advantage into the 3 versus 2. As Crucial from the side catches Fleeve off guard on the flank, and it all falls down to Boaster. The personality, one of the biggest we have in the UK, streaming, on camera, off camera, in the server, and out of it as well. And right now, he's going to have to raise his boasties if he wants a chance into this one. Not sure where he got that line from. Quite strange, if I do say so myself. But
yeah, it's not the greatest, is it?
It's not the greatest, no, but neither are we sometimes. 55 seconds on the clock to work with. Stanley onto 14 points of health as well, as he is going to be flanking in towards Ivy. Crucial towards Popdog, so it all comes down to this kill, and he's going to find the most difficult one. The final player remaining on 14 HP. And this could be the 1 versus 3 to send WEHAWT to double digits.
Yeah, this is very surprising, considering the 3 angles Fish did have on Boaster, and in somehow, some way, managed to take out 2 members, and still in the process managed to rotate and get that bomb down on B side. It's going to be some real tough work for Stanley here. He's only on 14 HP. I assume he will go for this, considering the circumstances Fish is in. Only 2 rounds, and they really need to get these rounds on the board, and it's not looking that way. Boaster playing out of his mind, and Stanley now will be going down that ramp. Boaster will be waiting for him and catches him off guard straight off the bat, sadly for Stanley. Too many angles to look, too many places to see, but Boaster managed to catch him straight away. And funny you're saying that. I think you were saying, was it Boasters? What was the thing you said?
His catchphrase is raise your boasties.
Raise your boasties. I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know what I would do for my stream. Like, you know, when it comes out with the subs and everything. Probably have to, I don't know, it's quite a hard thing to say. I'll probably call it Lethal's Lads or something.
You would need subscribers to start off with, though, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
Well. Let's take a look at the score already. 10-2. Double digits after 12 rounds being played out by WEHAWT. Obviously, Fish are the favourites in the best of 3 on the analysis desk. But already, Derziak, first... Ooh, no, actually, that one caught me off guard. It's going to be the first kill going in favour of the Greek god himself. This time, not his body or his abs, but more so his firepower. Bomb left in towards T-Main, as well as it is going to be the slow default from WEHAWT. Anticipating the aggression from the CT side, but so far they're the ones being, well, aggressed on. And each and every time it feels like T-Sack pulls it out of the bag. 5-3 already as the round does begin. Aggression towards Sandwich. Fleeve catches the toes of Stanley as he finds the first frag. The Eagle here as well from Eccles, trying to see if he can find a head, but actually it's going to be the Desert Eagle from Surreal that makes the damage work. 2 versus 3 then, as Fleeve is taken care of swiftly by Surreal. Connor into the 1 versus 3, and the odds are stacked against him. And with that, another shot as well from the Desert Eagle of Surreal. Hat-trick of frags from that weapon as he gets Fish123 the 3rd round.
That's right. Tisa did a fantastic job getting that first pick with that CZ. Of course, gets the AK and gets the second for himself. And definitely helped him get in that third round. But let's look at it from a long-range perspective, you could say. If they could take these next 2 rounds, make it 5, win the pistol, make it 8, definitely not too far off it, but of course it does depend on these next 2 rounds. If WEHAWT do win these next 2, Fish are going to have a real hard time. And if they also win the pistol on top of that, we could be looking into this map 3. And as you see, Eccles does get a little bit damaged from those grenades, but we're looking potentially at that B execute.
Once again, WEHAWT going to be poised and positioned for an execution towards the B bomb site. Usually they're going for the smokes towards connector and the smokes towards the sandwich trains, the gold and red one. And it seems like they're going to be lining those grenades up and ready to pull the trigger and execute towards that B bomb site. As the grenades come in, it's going to be T-Sack. Try and hold the line here towards the B site as the players come charging through the flames. T-Sack already the first one onto Fleeve, but actually Dersiak brings it back into a favourable position here. 4 versus 4, as it's Surreal up close to find one, but can't quite get more.
That's right, Dersiak with that fantastic trade right there. It's not looking good for Fish, with Eccles and Crucial for last men standing, but there is 2 players to stay alive. It's definitely these 2 to try and get this round back. Eccles does manage to get boasted, turn it into a 2v2 scenario, but Dersiak now not the best of spots, but he has only got the umps, so but he's to make a fantastic play here. Maybe have to get right behind both of these members of Fish, but it doesn't matter anyway. Dersiak managed to clean up Crucial, Nico managed to clean up Eccles, but WEHAWT 11-3 in favour. You would not expect that on a T side, especially on a map like Train. This is completely different compared to what we saw in that Mirage game. But like I mentioned before, there's a lot of mentality issues in terms of their comfort zone. Fish getting away with way too much stuff from that mid window, from these flanks. Very undecisive but very unorthodox plays by Fish in that first map. But it seems like this game has become, you could say, a lot more standard, a lot more routine, you could say. And WEHAWT now really make an impact in this game and may even take this 12th round.
It might indeed. Could you imagine that? When you look at the team on paper, Surreal, Stanley, Crucial, Eccles as well with the Fnatic Academy. If you're going to tell me, Harry, that this was going to be a 12-3 half in favour of WEHAWT, wow, I would have said go back to Halo. Probably not, that'd be really mean.
Yeah, to be fair, well, like I said, I'm a console kid, aren't I? What can I say? But yeah, it's not going to lie, very weird circumstances, but don't get me wrong, I've seen matches on Train before where they have a heavy T side and then it's exactly the same on the other side, but it's just, there's way too much going on here. There's a lot of flaws, you could say. There's lots of different play styles which WEHAWT did have during that first half, which just caught them with their pants down pretty much. It's just one of those situations, and I'm trying to think now what else they could do. Like, for example, with WEHAWT now, they could win that pistol round and then just get carried away and just end things straight off there and then, or maybe if Fish win the pistol round, even when it'll be 12-5, 12-6, they're still going to probably struggle.
It's true, yeah, 12-6 at best if they win the pistol. If they lose the pistol, we're going to be anticipating a 15-3 scoreline. And what makes this even more crazy is the fact that it was the terrorist side of WEHAWT on Train, a map which is heavily favoured for the CTs. Typically, we're used to seeing 9-6s, 10-5s in favour of the CT side defense. However, WEHAWT going against all of the stereotypes.
And they've not been playing out of the ordinary at all. It's more been routine, standard CS, you could say, on Train. So it's been quite strange how the scoreline has been so different. But I would say it's early days. It still is technically because it is only the first half. But you've got to remember, this is going to be WEHAWT on CT side now. This is going to be a totally different scenario. And if we find out WEHAWT CT side's actually better than their team, then Fish Metals will already start getting prepared for that third map, But we are going to continue on. But like we spoke about before, Fish, so important to get this pistol round. And if, of course, if I don't take it, it could be the end of this second map.
Could very well be indeed, Harry. The chances look slim. Oof. Chances look slim. They very well do. As my voice is breaking, and so is the will of Fishes. As it seems merry towards the B site, so we're all going to be lining up the smoke in towards Connector. exactly where boasting is located. Going to be trying to see if he can get in front of the smoke and jump on top of the railing there of the train, and actually will be finding ahead early on as boasting finds 2. And now it's down to Fleever to try and spot towards the left hand of the site as the bomb is planted. boasting as well finds another frag to make this into a hat-trick for himself into this round. As it seems poised here that we witness another pistol round victory here for WEHAWT as they're just barreling down the frags. Boaster as well going to be able to land the ace. 5 kills for him. As I'm probably never going to be hearing the end of that one on stream.
Don't be surprised, mate. This is the problem as well. And with Boaster, you know, we spoke a lot about him. He's been playing so well, playing out of his mind this game. Of course, we spoke about that 1v3 earlier, where he's meant to take out Stanley right at that very end. But finally, the first ace on the board, and Boaster, it doesn't surprise me in the slice. He is one of these top fraggers on WEHAWT, and they're kind of like adding insult to injury right now. And insult to the wound, you could say. And Fish, you know, they've got a tall order now to try and get this kind of comeback. But do you know what? The morale Fish could be straight down the toilet at this stage.
Haha. Hey.
Do you like that?
Hey, I do. I like you more, though.
Cheers, man.
Anyway, 3 versus 3. As this round did get quite close. So obviously, there's going to be the eco coming out from Fish123 as the bomb was planted in the pistol. 2 versus 2 here as Crucial finds even more frags with the M4 he salvaged off of one of the corpses from the players from WEHAWT. Fleeve versus Crucial. Time is of the essence, and the timing nearly in favour thereof. The Dutch star himself, but aim punch is going to be the salient factor between those 2 matchups. Headshot onto Crucial, and the Cinderella round doesn't quite match up as it goes 14-3, Harry. It's not looking good.
Nah, not good at all, mate. Look at that. Boaster, 20-10. Derziak, 19-8. It's pretty much playground work for them, pretty much. It's like an accident waiting to happen. I just would not have predicted this for the life of me at all. And you've got to remember, like, okay, I'm probably looking a little bit too much in the future, but going to Inferno maybe after this, considering the circumstances, you know, Fish are going to be, you know, won't be thinking too straight, but hopefully they are the sort of players, the professional players, where they have that mindset to say, you know what, that map's done, it's clean, we'll forget about that one, move to the 3rd one. But it looks like right now there could be a possibility for Fish to take this first T map. Sorry, T round.
Well, this map has been a T map. 12-3 on the terrorist side for Fish123 is quite the statement to make. As I think it is pretty expected now that we do see Inferno as the deciding one. But 14-4. Going to be the eco coming out from WEHAWT, so we should be seeing a 14-5 scoreline. Even then, they're going to be 9 rounds behind. Oh, wow, they put me down as snoods.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Sabrina's ruined it. She just ruined it completely.
Never mind, Dave. But as we're going into this anyway, Fish are trying to survive for as long as they can. It could be a question where, do they want to try and make this comeback, or are they just delaying the inevitable? It's just going to be a question now. Crucial trying to do everything he can. Nico now managed to take him off guard. Boaster, nice little dig of his own there. Even though we haven't got the weaponry, they are man up. And T-Sac does have that B site.
Currently in his domain. But they are down a man, and Boaster's going to be hearing the steps towards the B site. Giving away the angle of approach here. And oh my goodness, Connor nearly giving away that frag as well. As he does dispatch a T-Sac. As it falls all onto the capable shoulders of Surreal. Spots out the player towards Connector. He knows the player as well as towards the CT spawn side of the backtracks. But Boaster from the rear. Going to be granting match point now for WEHAWT. And 11 match points at that. Round number 20, and it could be the final one we have here already.
Yeah, no surprise there. Boaster coming from behind to clean that up, you could say. But these stats don't lie. 24-11, 20-10. Absolutely crazy stuff by these players. And we spoke about before where with Fish, the players we expected to do really well aren't coming out of the woodwork at the moment. And with WEHAWT, with players like Boaster and Derziak, we did mention that these are the players where they would come out of the woodwork, and they're really showing it here. Really giving out so much work for Fish, completely unexpected. But as you can see here now, Boaster does get 2 of his own. Stanley does get a kill on Nico, but we're looking at a 3v3.
3 versus 2 now as Boaster finds himself the third from into this round. 28 kills now. And as it all comes down to T-Sac, Boast is going to want 29, but it's going to be Fleeve to steal that final one. 28 kills for Boaster, and can he keep that form going in, obviously, to the final map Inferno? That's the question on the desk for Jack, right? Is that going to be there, and is it going to happen? If not, it's just going to be a 2-1 as expected for Fish.
Oh, hello, boys.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Hello, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Welcome back.
How was your little break?
It was nice. I had a nice refreshment. Obviously, I spectated the game from afar. Saw some good plays, some hot plays.
Spicy.
As it was a spicy affair. A win for the Guy Ferreri fanboys there as they come in strong and actually do push this to a third map. Now, honestly, Fish actually have very little salt in them on average. Sharks, however, have meat that is as salty as the ocean they live in. But Fish123 are literally pure salt at this point.
Oh, very good point to bring up, right? Losing 16-4 against WEHAWT on a map like Train as well, where you have Surreal. On Complexity, this was the maps where you had that famous 1 versus 3, I believe it was, versus VG Flash or Tyloo to win them an overtime game back in China, what, late 2016? Ever since then, it's all really gone downhill, but we'll forget about that. For the T side, for WEHAWT, to get 12 rounds is unbelievable on your CT side, but to do it on your terrorist side as well is just to, well, keep the analogy going, rub salt into the wounds.
It was, yeah. They're probably tilting into another dimension at this stage because you got to understand, 16-4 and they got 12 rounds as T side. It's not really the kind of match you actually want, not kind of match, the kind of map you actually want. Of course, you're going into the next map, they're going to be, yeah, they are going to be quite sore. You know, I would be. If I lost like 16-4 starting on CT side and Train, but yeah, I think anyone would to that kind of retrospect. But yeah, we saw plays like with Boaster getting away with a lot of his 1v3, especially when they're all on the same site, you know, from all these different angles, and still manage to get away from rotating to actually take all 3 of them out. You know, these are the kind of plays that we spoke about before in the first map, where you saw with Fish, you know, they managed to kind of capitalise on certain scenarios where with WEHAWT, there's a lot of areas they didn't actually cover on certain parts of the map, maybe a lot of small talk kind of missing. But with Fish now, it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. It's now WEHAWT actually capitalising that kind of stuff due to the fact that their playstyle changes happen quite a lot on that A side, which kind of worked out well for them.
Yeah,